Hello friends, I'm Sangeeta here. Actually, do you know where am I here now? Yeah, you can read it, right? Yeah, ex-memorial library. So today's episode is something special. Okay, so 2 weeks back, one of my friends called me and suggested a video to do. So what is that? Do you know that? It's related to some books. So how can we recommend some books to our kids like that? So I thought, yeah, that must be a great video we can do in our channel. So today it's an auspicious day because we are here in front of the library and just move on to the library and see how it works, and we can go and see an important person from this library. So before that, welcome to our Tales and Tales story time with Malu and Mom. So we just move on to the library. So we are here in East Rutherford Memorial Library. Today it's an auspicious day for us because we are going to see one of the most very active librarians in this library, and she is none other than Miss Maria Russo. So she's very well known to the kids around here because she's a very lovable person to the kids, and she is a good librarian, she's a good teacher come storyteller. She's that much good personality she has. So here, so we got the chance to see her and have a talk with her. So it's a very good day, right? Great day for us. So Miss Maria is a youth services librarian at this East Rutherford Library, and she's a librarian for the children and teens. So just move on to Miss Maria's talk. How the kids can improvise, or which are the other kids' activities at the library. So let us know more about that. So Miss Maria will tell a lot of things about like this.
So, as far as the activities that we have here, we have always had these programs that suit our community, and we like to incorporate things that are not only cultural but also educational, STEM based programs. We had throughout the pandemic, we've had Maker Mondays, and on Maker Mondays, all my videos are still up on Facebook. They would incorporate things around the house, and you can make things. It could be scientific, it could be artistic. So we really do try to incorporate things that are STEM based, that are crafty, that are educational, and most of all, that are fun. Another thing that we're doing is these programs where we'll have the materials here. You pick them up, you take them home, you make it. A make and take program. Those have been really popular, and we'll continue to do those like for years to come because they've just been so popular. And then I have story time outside. We're trying to do more stuff outside because of the pandemic. We also are I'm trying to do Zoom story time. I've done Facebook live story time. It's really hard for the babies, but we're trying our best to like incorporate as much as possible with online and in-person outside content and programming. So what's the question?
Yeah, the main importance of the library in recent days.
Oh, in recent days?
Yeah.
Like in terms of like COVID and in terms...
Yeah.
Well, the library as a whole, I believe, is important, just in terms of giving the community something a place where they can go, a place where they could get free resources, and a place where there is help, because not a lot of people have that help, especially children. They might not have devices at home. They may not have these resources at home. So the library is more than, I've always said, it's always more than just books. It's a place where you can not only get information, but create and build a community. And in the time of COVID, I would say that it's even more important. So our library was open, like many libraries, throughout the entire pandemic. So when we were open, though, we were open virtually, which for us, we were trying to give as many resources as possible, virtual resources, online resources, anything that we could. We did make and takes, which means they would come, pick up a craft, and then take it home and make it. So the programming was always going on, and the programming was there, even though the library might have been closed to the public. So I think in light of the pandemic and in light of everything that's going on right now, I would say the importance of the library, not just my library, but libraries in general, is that it is a place for people to acquire resources and also to build a community, and then a community of readers as well.
So the next question, we want to know more about how the kids can select their own books. Or yeah, definitely a librarian can help our kids to select a book for them. But for different ages, they can get different types of books, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how can they select different books within any five-finger rules or anything, or how can they read?
I would say it all depends upon the age of the child. Some children who are in grade school, say third grade, can select their own books. Third and fourth grade, they're pretty independent enough to go ahead and select what books they like, what themes they like. I would say as far as younger children, that's when there needs to be some guidance. So that guidance might be from me, from a parent, from a teacher. And I also think interests. So people may not be receptive to graphic novels, for instance, but graphic novels are a great example of how children really love to read and really engage with a story, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Even though the parents and some other educators, I know some who don't like graphic novels. I've met a few, they're few and far between, but graphic novels are a great litmus test for children. You could do it from first grade all the way up to 18 years old and in 12th grade. So in that case, they're reading. They will pick a book out on their own based upon the artwork. So they are getting content, a story. They are reading, increasing their vocabulary, increasing their literacy.
Some books have some letters from A to Z, from A, B, Z. So it signifies the levels, which level they are, or how can they read.
There's different. Every educational institute will use different. I want to say guides. These are like guidelines.
Oh, okay.
So there are various different ones, and when they use the guidelines of like you're an A level, there is certain guidelines that are used, and educators have put into writing what they are. Personally, when a child tells me they're on say a level A, I'll go towards something really simple, like a couple words on the page.
Oh.
And that's usually what it is. Let's say a level A would be like about 3 words or 4 words on a page.
Oh, okay.
And if you're on a level A, I know in my head, just from referring to other A level books, what it is. So if I'm looking for an A level book, Mo Willems, Piggy and Elephant is a really good example. That might even be like a level C book. But you could still, the child will still engage with the story, and there's enough content for them to read it and still like it, and still learn and increase literacy skills, increase their vocabulary, and all of that. So when they have those are put in place mainly by educational institutions and schools. I try to finagle around it. So you're an A level. Okay, let's see if this book works for you, which I will look at an A level book, and then I'll find another book that's comparable to it. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And so nowadays we give an importance for an infant to read, or we can show them their picture book or something else.
hmm
So the infant reading or the toddler reading is more important. Is that can you gain any importance to that?
So incorporating any kind of reading, any kind of books, any kind of storytelling at a very, very early age is important for their literacy development.
Mm-hmm.
They build vocabulary,
Yeah.
they recognize words. Some children will want to read a book over and over and over again. That's memorization.
Mm-hmm.
So by incorporating them at a very, very young age, some parents are like, oh, they're in story time, they're not really paying attention to anything. It's actually not true. They're
Yeah.
picking up on things that
Oh,
they're saying.
nice. Yeah.
And they may not come out right then and there, right after story time, but maybe in that evening, you're giving them a bath, and all of a sudden they're singing a song, or they're saying something that Miss Maria said, which has happened and parents have told me.
Yeah.
So the importance of early literacy is, for their development, for their language development.
Yeah. So let me know one more thing. How can, as a librarian, how can you select books for the library?
I choose books based on peer reviews from magazines or journals that are reviewed by other librarians. So there's usually magazines and publications such as Kirkus, and also School Library Journal. Those are two that I use a lot. Voya is another one, which focuses on teen fiction and nonfiction. So those are usually the ones I'll go for. In addition, I'll look at the New York Times and see what's popular, because those are usually the ones that are going to be checked out the most. So I go according to those. I also take requests because I see what kids are reading and I say, oh, well, look at this. I never seen this particular series before, and I see it going out a lot and it's being ordered by my patrons. Let me get some copies of that.
So hope everyone liked this video, because we have a lot of things to know much more about library, the books, because the Tales and Tales is much more about books and stories. So keep watching on. Bye bye. Thank you.